I'm not laying 7.5 on the road. I don't care if it's Derek Carr playing quarterback. I don't care if it's Tom Brady. I don't care if Jesus Christ goes out there himself.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to Better Win Green, eh? To Better Win Green, eh? To Better Win Green, eh?
Welcome into Intentional Lounging, brought to you by Better and Green. We are back to break down the Week 9 main slate games. These get better every single week. We got a couple of punishments that going on. We have Wyatt is doing a country music punishment, and I am not going to tell you guys what the punishment is for next week. You guys have to tune in to next Friday's episode to find out. It is great. You guys aren't going to want to miss it. Wyatt, how are you doing? How did the music making go for you?
You know, I am not known as a singer. I am known as a songwriter is what they call me in the music biz. I got a face for radio when they say. So, yeah, the voice is not going to be all the way there. So it might be a little out of tune, but I'm feeling pretty good. I spent a little too much time on this, so I'm feeling pretty good. I think it might get produced. I think Dr. Dre is in my emails, so I think I might be on whatever their record label is. But yeah, I'm feeling excited.
Well, why? Unfortunately, you are doing this because you had the worst record last week. Every week I tell myself I'm gonna make it a Impractical Jokers graphic for us with the X's being how many losses we have for that week. I just think that's gonna be hilarious. So I don't have it made yet, but I'm ready to hear this song, man.
Yeah, don't worry. You'll hear about all my losses in the song. And if you guys, this is a parody song, but it's to the tune of "Take Me Home, Country Road" by John Denver, and it is titled "Take My Cash, NFL." So here we go. Again, be with me. I'm not really a singer. It's not my strong suit, and it's also kind of long. So so it kind of just keeps going here. Probably should have had some drinks before this, but I'm dead nuts. So my heart's racing. Ooh, here we go. All right. Again, "Take My Cash, NFL" by Worst Bets, aka Wyatt. Almost Sunday, wager time. Miami Dolphins, I really thought they'd shine. Tua's back, I bet the stack. Whoops, there goes my bankroll. Never get it back. Take my cash. NFL, all my teams went straight to hell. Cincinnati, God, it hurt so deep. Thought you'd be good, but instead you put me to sleep. Why'd I bet the Bucks and the Saints? They're starting practice guys, and now I'm eating paint. Tennessee, what a fucking joke. Almost beat the Lions. Just 38 points short. Now I'm broke. NFL. All my teams went straight to hell. Carolina, when will I learn? I keep betting you, and now I'm gonna burn. Chicago, man, you almost had me. And then Mother Mary came down and stabbed me. Seattle, I forgot you played. Oh, yeah, I remember I was betrayed. Please make it stop. NFL, all my teams went straight to hell. Final verse here.
Keep going.
Dallas Cowboys, you are fucking ass. The closest you'll get to the Super Bowl will be smelling my ass. Ran out of rhyme words there. New York Giants, God, you fucking suck. Please don't look, because I've already bet them this week. Fuck, take my cash, NFL. All my teams went straight to hell. Please save me, anyone. If I'm not too far gone, just get the gun.
Wyatt, let's go.
There it is. Again, I was very out of tune. I'm not much of a singer. In fifth grade, I got the choice of choir or band or orchestra. I decided to pick up the trombone instead. So that shows you my singing capabilities. But yes, take my cash, NFL.
I mean, that's a new hit single, and if you guys like Wyatt on the show, this might be his last time. He might pick up a career in singing, so he might have tryouts for replacement. But the bar's not set very high. So.
Yeah, you only got to win about 3 games, and then you're on the show. So,
Wyatt, how pissed would you be if I clipped that and put it on Spotify?
you can do what you want. I think it might get me lucky, get me famous here.
All right, NFL Take My Cash now streaming on Spotify. Everybody, check us out. Make sure you follow us over there. Quick question, Wyatt, before we get started. What was harder? Was that harder, or was the accents all of last episode harder?
And I just not seeing the ball well. I just not see it well. Well, the accent I didn't prepare for at all. I just got on the show and did it. So I think that was hard because I was just spitballing the whole time. This took more time to prepare.
Yeah. Hey, editing the video last week with the accents, though, I didn't know if I was going to get through it. It literally took me that night and then the next day to get it finished edited because I couldn't keep it together, but it was hilarious. Thank you for giving us another funny day, another good laugh for this episode. But are you guys ready to go from the country roads to a place a little more tropical?
Let's do it.
Do it on the island.
Let's go to Agreement Island, everybody. That is a place where we are all on the same teams. Everybody loves it on Agreement Island. We have 6 teams today that we break down 30 seconds a team. So the first team we're talking about is going to be one of the teams that took some cash from Wyatt last week, the New York Giants.
Yeah, Washington at New York. Giants are a 3.5-point home dog, over under 43.5, and we all agree the Giants are the play here. These teams have already played once this year at Washington, and the Giants did lose that game by 3 points. But if you remember that game, they lost their kicker early, couldn't kick, had to keep going for 2, had that game stolen from them. They absolutely should have won it. Now they're at home off the tough loss on Monday Night Football where they had ample chances to go and win that game, if not cover. Couldn't get either of them done, but I just am a broken record. This team is better than what they are showing right now. They're going to finally prove it. They're going to win this game outright. We'll take the points with the Giants. They're going to, like I said, they're beating the Commanders straight up on Sunday.
I love it. You can't hate a money line there. We are also on Miami +6 against the Buffalo Bills. We did see this game earlier in the year. This was a blowout. This was a game that Tua got injured, and it really derailed the entire Miami Dolphins season, where hopefully we're all in agreement that the Dolphins are going to get a measure of revenge here. At the +6 in a divisional game, we like it. We really like Miami to go in and at least cover here. Tua, get a little measure of revenge. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, all those boys, Devon A-Chain. Get it moving, man. Get it moving again. Wyatt, how about you break down Arizona?
Yeah, Arizona is at home hosting Chicago. Chicago lost on Hail Mary fashion. Mother Mary stabbed me in the heart there. Last week against Commanders, they were at Washington. Now they're traveling all the way to Arizona. There's a lot of travel and then just a really bad loss. It kind of, they were down that game, came storming back, and then losing on a Hail Mary like that is tough. And then Arizona, they're a scrappy little team. I don't think they're very good. But I think Chicago, just again, young team, a lot of travel, emotional loss. I think Arizona is going to take it to them at home in this game. So we all agree Arizona's the play.
All right, Ethan's got Green Bay +3.5.
Yeah, sorry to all my fellow Detroit fans, but yeah, we like Green Bay +3.5. Again, I'm saying outright here. I think Green Bay wins this game kind of in blowout fashion. Sorry, I might go a little long on this one, but Detroit does have the Sunday Night Football game against Houston on deck here. That's not a necessarily a huge look-ahead spot, and I really just don't think Dan Campbell gets in those look-ahead spots very often. But straight up, I think Green Bay and Detroit, 2 of the top 4 teams in the NFL, along with Baltimore and Kansas City. I really do believe that. I know Jordan Love is a little bit banged up. Not sure if he's going to go or Malik Willis. I don't really care if it is Willis. You're getting a much better number here. But yeah, I think Green Bay can play with Detroit. They dominated on Thanksgiving last season. It's in Green Bay where Detroit has had some success lately. I know a lot of the fans there are going to be Detroit fans because Detroit travels well to Green Bay. But I really just think these teams are way too close. Ultimately, I do think Green Bay ends up taking the division. I think Detroit has better playoff success. But But yeah, 3.5 points at home at Lambeau, a huge rivalry game. Give me Green Bay all day. I do think they win it on the money line.
All right. Next game is going to be Vegas +7. Ethan, you said you're going to be a little long. Don't worry. I'll be a little short. I've had a couple women tell me I'm pretty good at coming up short. How about this Vegas team versus the Bengals? Bengals, pretty fraudulent. We said it was a fraud bowl. I wasn't expecting the fraud bowl to be a blowout where Philly just blew the doors off the Bengals. We saw Las Vegas last week be able to keep it close with the Chiefs. Right here, you're getting a touchdown with the Raiders. I don't think that they win outright. I believe they are me and Ethan's survivor picks. So we are not picking the Raiders to win, but you're getting a touchdown with them. I think that the Raiders can keep it close enough with that defense. Wyatt, what do you think for Seahawks plus the 1.5?
Bengals also have Thursday Night Football ahead of them against the Ravens. Bad look ahead spot. We are agreeing that Seattle is the play here. Seattle is a home dog to divisional rival LA Rams by 1.5 points. Rams have Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua back, and they just beat the Vikings, giving the Vikings their first loss. Seems pretty obvious here to take the Rams. I think they're going to get beat at home, and so do we. All three of us here. Seattle's a very tough place to play, divisional game. It's going to be a grueler, but I think the line is overjuiced in favor of the Rams just because they have their two wide receivers back. So give me Seattle. They'll win this game outright.
I love it. Puka Nacua. I believe he is from Agreement Island, if I'm not mistaken.
He's from a island. Yeah. I don't think they agreed to be conquered, but yeah.
Let's talk about some of the games that we did not agree on while we conquer the sports books. The first one's going to be Denver heading to Baltimore to face the Ravens. Ravens are 9-point home favorites. Over/under set at 45.5. Ethan, how are you feeling here? Baltimore coming off a loss, but to a division opponent, but once again, a division opponent that is the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah, I mean, we all liked Cleveland last week, I do believe, with
Yes.
famous Jameis in the starting role there, much better than Deshaun. Yeah, I lean Baltimore minus the 9 here, but it's not a play I'm in love with. First off, I need Baltimore because I do have a future that could come down to them if the Dodgers end up winning the World Series. That being said, I do know some sharp money is on Baltimore, minus the 9 points. It's a huge number to lay, but I think Denver's been overachieving so far this year. They are off the win against Carolina, but the three of us could go out there and probably play fairly well against Bryce Young and that Carolina team. Denver does have Kansas City on deck, which I do think this is a big look-ahead spot for them because I think in their heads they feel like they can compete for the first time in a while. I know they kind of competed like last year, I think on a Thursday night game, but it's like this year I think they really feel like they can go out and get a win. So yeah, I know Baltimore has Cincy on Thursday Night Football, another look-ahead spot for them, but off the loss to Cleveland, I don't know. I think at home they're going to want this one, and I just think they're way better than Denver. Plus the sharp money on Baltimore. It's not a bet I'm looking to necessarily make, but I'm going to lean Baltimore minus the 9 in this spot.
Yeah, I'm going with Denver here. I do think this is going to be a low-scoring game. My favorite play would be the under in this at 45.5. But I think Denver's going to keep it close. I don't know if they can win. Baltimore, if we do remember, when they did suffer their first loss of the season to the Chiefs, they ended up losing again at home to the Raiders. I think it might be too obvious of a bounce-back spot for Baltimore. They do have, like I said, that Thursday night football game on deck against the Bengals, another divisional team there. And then, Denver's not great, but I definitely think they can hang in there. Their defense is good enough to stop anyone. Unfortunately, Baltimore has 0 passing game, so that is Denver's strength. But if you want to put on Derrick Henry rushing yards and touchdowns and the under, that's probably a safe play. But Denver on the +9, it's just too many points for what I think is going to be an extremely low-scoring game.
I am also on Denver with the same exact thought process as Wyatt. But you know what? They traded for Deontay Johnson, so that line has moved from -9 to -9.000000. I can't find it. I've been scrolling for 4 hours. I still can't find the one. Literally don't care, guys. I guess I have to be on Denver here. I just think it's going to be the backdoor cover, possibly. Baltimore has shown at times, especially if Derrick Henry can't run the ball, and Lamar Jackson, if people are spying him, which Denver is pretty good at. People need to realize that Denver actually has a pretty good spy. Patrick Mahomes has these games where, I believe it was against the Niners, where he'll just get out and just scramble. that doesn't happen as much against Denver because they're really good. Their linebackers are smart. Yeah, I'll have them cover. Definitely don't think that Denver wins this, but I think the 9's too much. Let's go to an absolutely amazing game that everybody totally not only in New England and Tennessee are going to watch. That is the Patriots heading to Tennessee to face the Titans. Titans are 3.5-point home favorites. Over-under set at 38. Somebody had to be a favorite in this game, so they flipped a coin and gave it to Tennessee. Ethan, I feel like I have to send it to you. I can't imagine what other game you would be thinking for this special honor.
Yeah, you know it. This is the puke in the mouth game of the century.
I think I'm gonna vomit.
Yes, it is.
I'll keep it short. I'm not laying points with Tennessee, so I'm taking New England plus 3.5. That's it.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, I'll keep this one short. Why the hell is Tennessee minus 3.5? Again, like what Ethan said, how can you lay points with this team? They lost to Detroit last week, and I think Goff had 50 passing yards, and they scored 50-something points. I could have played on Tennessee's special teams unit. They are so freaking bad. And the Patriots just beat the Jets. So the Patriots, they looked okay. Tennessee looked like they played middle school football, and now Tennessee is a 3.5-point favorite. So for that reason, I'm on Tennessee. They're also my survivor pick, which is absolutely disgusting. But I'm running out of teams to use. Yeah, it's gross. Tennessee, I guess. I hopefully they win by 4. They'll win 4-0, 2 safeties, and that's it.
Unfortunately, I did just get confirmation that the Titans did lose by 7 to Lakeland Middle. So unfortunately, it's a little worse than we expected. But I'm with Wyatt here on Tennessee. The line's just really weird. Like I said, somebody has to be a favorite. Okay, did you have to make them over a field goal favorite? That's just bizarre to me. I mean, I get you're at home. Tennessee or New England coming off that win. I don't know. I see Ethan raise his hand. What's up? He's switching.
Yeah, Tennessee's the right side. I didn't spend an hour of time on this game. I looked at it and said, I ain't laying with Tennessee. Tennessee's the side.
Are you switching for the graphic?
Yep.
It may not mean nothing to y'all.
Yay!
I don't know what the punishment is next week, and I want to take chances.
Oh my gosh, man. Hey, we're back on the island, boys. Not the island boys. Boys, we're back on the island. All right, let's talk about this next team. The Chargers are heading to Cleveland to face the Browns. Browns are 1.5-point home dogs. Over instead of 43. Putting some respect on the Browns' names, even though they're little dogs. It's only 1.5-point. Give me the Chargers. And I feel like I got a Chiefs jersey behind me. I feel like I need to go take that away. I think I picked the Chargers every week this year. I picked them way more than I picked my own team. My thought process is Jameis coming off that big emotional win. They look good. They look decent. You know what? This Chargers team, I just think they're too good at running that ball, man. I just think Harbaugh's going to have too good of a game plan. Chargers have done well for me. They came off a no-sweat game against New Orleans. Cleveland coming off a really hard-fought game against Baltimore. Yeah, give me these Chargers, man. Wyatt, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Give me Jimmy H and the Chargers. Cleveland just beat the Ravens, like you just mentioned, with Jameis. We all bet them last week. Unfortunately, did not take a money line. I should have. But yeah, it's just part of the philosophy. Take the quarterback in his first start, fade the quarterback in his second start. Chargers are minus 1.5 on the road to a team that just beat the Ravens. So it's ugly. And the Chargers, again, have played absolutely no one. This is, I know they're winning games, but this is not a good team. They're going to get, they might make the wild card, but they're going to get absolutely wrecked. But I think they win this game. They'll pull it out. Also like the under in this one as well. Not a whole lot of offense on either side. I think Jameis is really going to struggle. And then Herbert obviously is struggling as well. So hopefully the Chargers win in a heavy ground game. Just can't lay it with Cleveland. I think it just might be a little too obvious here.
Yeah, I agree with really everything you guys just said. The only reason I'm really on Cleveland here is because I'm looking at Jameis just a little bit differently than I would other backups. He's had plenty of experience in the league, plenty of starting experience. And I think it gives Cleveland hope that they can actually still make something out of this season. rather than the natural like breathe easy spot that most teams are in. I think they're now hungry after that Baltimore win, and they have a bye on deck. So I'm looking to play them on that game before their bye. I'm not bought into the Chargers very much at all, and the Chargers have to travel all the way to Cleveland for the game here. So it is a small lean on Cleveland for the graphic. It's not a play I'm in love with. But then also just a small angle. Myles Garrett loves Halloween. He's probably going to be a complete game wrecker defensively in this one on Halloween weekend. So, yeah, I would maybe, if you're into defensive props, potentially look at Myles Garrett props. But, yeah, I just think Jameis is I'm playing him a little bit differently in that backup role than I would probably any other backup quarterback out there. So, small lean to Cleveland, but not a game I'm super excited about getting involved in.
Good point. I absolutely agree that Jameis is not your traditional backup. Let's talk about the Dallas Cowboys heading to Atlanta to face the Falcons. Falcons are 3-point home favorites. Over-under sit at 52. Wyatt, take this one away, man.
Yeah, I'm on Atlanta here. I'll take them at the -3, -2.5, where they're sitting at here. They're just the better team, straight up. They're just a better team. Without Micah Parsons, Dallas is very bad defensively. Their defense is letting anyone do whatever they want. And Atlanta has finally figured it out offensively. Kirk Cousins is, I don't know the QBR ratings in the league, but he has to be up there. He obviously has that 500-yard passing game against another middle school team defense in the Bucs, but he's dicing teams up. Kyle Pitts is actually having a decent year. Bijan's a beast, especially out of the backfield. Drake London, if he can stay healthy, is decent. Mooney is going off. I mean, they have a lot of weapons over here for Atlanta, and I just don't trust Dallas's defense to even come close to stopping them. So this is the highest total of the day. Instead of that, I would lean Atlanta's team total over. I still just worry that Dallas is how they're gonna score. Maybe Rico will be back, but if they don't have a ground game, Dak is not that guy that's going to dice up defenses. You just can't do it. He'll throw 4 picks before he'll throw a touchdown. So, just going to take the better team at home plus the point or minus the points. I think Falcons probably win it by a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm on Dallas in this game plus the points. And to be honest, I kind of think Dallas wins the game. I do agree Atlanta is the better team here. I really don't love the spot for either of these two teams. I mean, I'll start with Dallas. They are off the Sunday Night Football loss to the Niners, where we all thought they would look and play much better. I thought they'd get the outright win. They did not look very good, and they have Philly on deck, which is just always a monumental game. But they really need every win they can get. They've had a very underwhelming season, which I think we all kind of saw coming. But for the guys in the locker room, obviously, from what they did last year to now, it's very disappointing. So I don't think they're going to take Atlanta for granted. And I just think Atlanta's in just a really bad spot after that win against Tampa. They're already 4-0 in their division. They already have 2 straight-up wins against Tampa, who is the only team that's going to give them any trouble in that division for that title. And they're already way ahead of them. Plus, they don't have their 2 receivers, Evans and Godwin. Evans for a while, Godwin for the year. So I just think they're feeling really good about themselves. They do have a road game against New Orleans next week where they can already be 5-0 in that division. So while they care about Dallas, I think they're, if they lose this one and they go out, beat New Orleans, become 5-0 in the division, I think they're okay with that. So I think they're feeling really good about themselves after going to Tampa, getting the road victory against their biggest division rival this season. So really not looking to play on Atlanta. So I guess for that reason, it puts me on Dallas, getting the 3 points. And I do think they have a nice shot to win this one outright.
Glad you went before me. I feel like there's a lot more coherent than whatever word salad I would have had for this game. I'm on Dallas. I don't really know why here. I think Dallas also wins this. Kind of just like what you were saying. It's just a weird spot. I think Atlanta's been playing really well, and there's not a lot of stress right now. Like, you're probably going to win that division. Like, you got Carolina, who's garbage. You got Tampa Bay, who's garbage. Or sorry, not Tampa Bay's garbage, but Tampa Bay's so injured that their chances are garbage. Let me say it like that. Saints are garbage. I meant to say Saints. Dallas, embarrassing loss by embarrassing loss. Like, I mean, these guys have just looked terrible. I think they come in. I think they're going to win this game. I think it's probably going to be an ugly one. Probably a heavy CeeDee Lamb game. I don't know. I think I'm just going to move on to the next game. I don't have a great feeling about this one.
It's fine.
I don't have a great. Let's move on to that New Orleans team. We got New Orleans going to Carolina to face the Panthers. Panthers are 7.5-point home dogs. Over-under set at 43.5. Wow. Over a touchdown, dogs at home. Wyatt, this cat has bit you. It's clawed you. It's shit on your carpet. Is over a touchdown enough?
Yeah. Probably not, but I'm going to take them. I literally think I'm taking them every single week. There is a system that I think is working or not working, but I do like the tail. And it's not regarding the Panthers, but it's fading a starting quarterback on his first game back off of injury. Derek Carr is expected to play in this game, which is why the shitter Saints are 7.5-point favorites. If they had Rattler, this would probably be closer to a 2.5 to maybe a 3-point Saints favorite. So they're giving quite a bit of leeway in favor of Derek Carr. And again, he gives them an advantage. I agree, but does he give them the amount of advantage that Vegas thinks they have? A touchdown plus the hook on the road. I know Carolina sucks. They also just lost Deontay Johnson. Woo. But yeah, I got to follow the system. And I guess I'm just, you know what, for the graphic, just for the next, what week are we on? 8? For the next 10 weeks, 9 weeks, just put me down for Carolina. I'm going to be on them all year. Every single time they're going to be what I think, with my little brain, the sharp side. So, yeah, Carolina plus the points. That's a loser. Chalk it up. I've also been the loser 4 times this year. So, in case you guys haven't watched.
Wyatt's going to go 2-15 on the Panthers this year and be like, well, it wasn't a profitable strategy, but.
Yeah, it's not working well. Yeah, the second you jump off is the second it becomes profitable, though. So
yep.
It's a lose-lose at this point. Well, guys, this is unprecedented territory, but we have puke in the mouth game number 2.
Good thing I'm gonna vomit.
This game sucks ass. I already lost 3 units on this matchup. Week 1, I took Carolina, I believe, plus 2.5 on the road. I'll bring that score back up because I turned it off like a quarter in. 47-10, they lost that one. Yeah, no way I'm laying 7.5 on the road with New Orleans against, what'd you say, Midland High or Lakeland Middle?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not laying 7.5 on the road. I don't care if it's Derek Carr playing quarterback. I don't care if it's Tom Brady. I don't care if Jesus Christ goes out there himself and plays quarterback. I'm not doing it. The team is not. I mean, they're getting healthier, sure, but they're not good. I mean, they had 2 good games. Good for them. Not a good football team. So, yeah, Carolina at home in the I'm not going to say revenge, but in the rematch game where they did get their doors blown off of them. And then, like Wyatt said, the starter coming back, the breathe easy spot for New Orleans. Give me Carolina money line.
Ooh, wow. Carolina money line. I have confirmed it is Jesus Christ starting at quarterback for the New
Just give me the points, though. Just give me the points.
Just give me the points. You know what they say? He can turn water into touchdowns. I have to be on the Saints here, mainly because I just don't want to be on the Panthers. I was on the Panthers last week. They just look bad. I don't trust Bryce Young, man. I don't know. This is another game I just kind of want to skip over just because I don't have a lot to say. The New Orleans Saints, I don't like them, but I just think Kamara is good enough. They got pieces. And the Deontay Johnson trade is scaring me. I think that it's not a fire sale because you have to have people to sell to have a fire sale. Nobody wants any of their Carolina Panther dudes. Deontay Johnson didn't count. He just came over this past offseason from Pittsburgh. They're getting rid of him. I think I said this with another team. I think it might have been the Raiders or somebody. I was like, they made the trade. No, it was Amari Cooper and the Browns. Saying they're throwing the towel on the season. The Browns know their season's over. Panthers know their season's over. So I just don't think there's a lot to play for here. Let's talk about this next game. We've got Jacksonville heading to Philadelphia to face the Eagles. Eagles are 7.5-point home favorites. Over-under set at 45.5. Wyatt, hey, once again, I'm sorry that you got cut from your wide receiver job from the Saints and from the Bucks. But congratulations on being signed to the Jacksonville Jaguars, Wyatt. My God, he's just making his way around the league. 3 teams this year out there just snagging balls. Jacksonville, no receivers left. No receivers left. BTJ probably doesn't play. Gabe Davis, we'll see. I'm guessing that he probably plays, but Christian Kirk done for the season. It's a lot. That's a lot to manage coming into this week against Philly, who, while they are fraudulent, they do have the pieces to make this game pretty high scoring. Ethan, what do you think for this game?
Yeah, despite not having anyone to catch the ball, I do like the Jags, and I just think it's too many points again. I keep saying it. I have a big play on Philly to win the division. I might luck out and get there. I do need a few Washington losses. So that Hail Mary sucked. But they're just not that good. I mean, I cannot confidently lay 7.5 with them against anybody. So that's my main reason for being on the Jags here. And then Philly does have Dallas on deck, which is a huge game. So I think there's a bit of a look ahead. I think they're feeling pretty good about themselves after their road win against Cincy, who is very similar to Philly. They've been 2 great teams the last 3 years, and they both have so many holes right now. Yeah, I'm not going to call for Jacksonville outright upset, but I just think 7.5, too many on the road. I think Green Bay is better than Philly is, and they were laying less points against Jacksonville. I know that was at Jacksonville, but yeah, I just think Jacksonville is going to be live to come through the back door. If not, keep it close the whole game. So yeah, give me the Jags plus the points. I think it's just too many.
Yeah, I actually have quite the dilemma here. I have a call from Jacksonville to play, and I have a call from Tennessee to play on punt return. So I don't know what I'm going to do. But I think I'm going to go with Jacksonville because I think they're going to win this game outright. I like them at the plus 7.5 here. Philly is the definition of overrated right now. Again, we all know they're not very good. They're not very good. They're very suspect. And sure, they just destroyed or beat the Bengals pretty solidly, but the Bengals aren't very good either. So it was the what?
You're going Trump mode again.
Am I?
Very suspect. Very suspect.
The most suspect team.
They are suspect. But yeah, I think people are going to see that they beat the Bengals, who, if you guys are unaware, are 2-6, 3-5, whatever their record is on the year too. They're not very good record wise. So I think this is just an overreaction to Philly winning. And I think they won 3 in a row against the Browns, the Giants, and then the Bengals. Woo. So yeah, give me the Jags plus the touchdown and a hook. I think they have a decent shot at winning this game outright. I know they don't have a whole lot of wide receivers, but good thing Philly's defense is ass. Saquon will probably go nuclear, though. He'll probably have 250 rushing yards now that I'm thinking about it. But I think Jacksonville can hang in there. Give me them plus the hook.
Wyatt said, they're frauds. I walked in the room. He's told me they're frauds. I said, I didn't say that they were frauds. Wyatt said they were frauds. I said, that Wyatt guy, what a dog. What an absolute dog. I'm on Philly here like a fucking idiot, dude. I need to build a wall around Philly is what I'm doing next, man. They're, as Wyatt said, they're eating the cats. If you didn't watch last week's video, it's a must watch. Go back. Man, I don't know. I'm on Philly here. I just got burnt with Jacksonville because you guys were both on Jacksonville against the Packers. I was on the Packers. They're winning, and then Jacksonville tied it, and then they just had to go down and kick the field goal. Absolutely could happen to me 2 weeks in a row. I don't argue with you guys that Philly is frauds. I don't know. Jacksonville just looked really bad to start the season. I'm worried that these injuries are going to make them revert back to that a little bit, and Philly wins by 8, wins by 10. I don't think this is a blowout. I really don't. I don't think Trevor Lawrence is as washed as some people say. I think Evan Ingram might have 40 targets in this game. I don't know. I'm on Philly here, but I don't like it. Anytime I'm on Philly, I don't like it. But before I get into this last game, Ethan does have a question for you guys.
Yeah, guys, I have been struggling this year in totals. I used to that was my bread and butter, NFL unders, took them to the bank every week. Absolute struggle bus this year. What is your favorite total? I need it. Give me an over. Give me an under. Could be first half, team total, anything. Need a total from you in the comments here, please. If you like more than one, drop them all. Would love to hear your favorite totals on the card this week because I'm really struggling to hit them. So let me know in the comments. Hit that like button while you're there. And, if you give out a total that hits and end up tailing you, we'll shout you out next week's episode.
Yes, sir. Throw it up on the screen. Get some better and green glory. Let's put this last one, guys. We have Indianapolis heading to Minnesota face the Vikings. Vikings are 5-point home favorites. Over-under set at 46.5. Guys, I'm on Minnesota here just because, they were on that nice long win streak. Now, back-to-back losses. I think they get it right here, especially I feel like, I don't know if you guys saw the meme recap, how it started with the dude's head backwards on his body walking with that face mask. I think that put a bad taste in their mouth, so I think they do get this one done. Joe Flacco named the starting quarterback. That actually makes me more concerned than if Anthony Richardson was playing. But I think I'm going to just take Minnesota here. I think it's a Minnesota's home. It's a chance to get right against a team that you can get right against. Ethan, what do you think?
Yeah, we've seen this movie before. The Minnesota 5-0 to start the year and drop their next 4 and miss the playoffs completely, I believe. Was a 2018 special, I believe, for Minnesota. So wouldn't be shocked if it happens again, to be honest with you. I like Indy. I like Joe Flacco. I actually love Joe Flacco. I'm very happy that he is the starting quarterback. I mean, Anthony Richardson took himself out of the game for being winded last week. I'm like, bro, yeah, you can't do it as a quarterback. You just can't. I don't care how winded you are. If you're still – they just handed the ball off anyway. So why couldn't you do that? I don't get it. But I think it got a bench, to be honest with you. I think that was the moment that just a terrible look.
That's the most offensive line shit I've ever heard. Coach, I'm tired. Let me take a break real quick, Coach. I'm tired.
I mean, yes, he ran the ball 3 straight times. Yes, you probably are tired, but you're also the face of your franchise starting quarterback. You just can't do it. So, yeah, I have Indy over 8.5 wins. I think Joe Flacco gives them the best chance to win right now, which is what Coach Steichen said. So, yeah, I like Indy with Joe Flacco. I think they played really well with him. Richardson just makes so many mistakes. I think Minnesota, we're starting to see weakness in that team. They do have extra time to prepare. But, yeah, I think Indy needs all the wins they can get. They are off another loss to Houston, where I really thought they would take at least one of those 2 games against Houston this year. Lost them both. Yeah, Indy on Sunday Night Football, a spot that they aren't really used to playing. Not only that, but just a gut feeling for me. I've made a lot of money over the years playing Indy in I guess not bad spots, against good teams. Indy against Kansas City a year or 2 ago. I don't know if they won outright, but they covered. Indy against Green Bay a few years back were a big dog. I think they won that one outright. I believe they played Minnesota when Minnesota was undefeated. They just end up playing really well in these type of spots over the last few years. So I think they're going to do it again. I think they could win outright. Give me the points with the Colts.
Yeah, no way the Vikings lose 3 in a row, right? Yeah, I'm on the Colts. I love Joe Flacco. I tried to pick him up on every single one of my fantasy teams. I might start him if he's on my team. I love him, and I know he had a tough go out at his last start. A couple picks in there, but he gives Indianapolis a much better shot of just winning games. He's the much better quarterback. Richardson, if he could run more and again not get winded. Remember at the preseason, everyone's like no one's seen a body like this. He's 6'3", 270 pounds. Yeah, he's fat as shit. And cool. He's a shitty thrower and he gets tired. That's what you guys got. That's your franchise. So Flacco's a beast. They have the wide receivers. They have the wide receivers for a good quarterback. It's not Anthony Richardson. So, I think Minnesota's the obvious play here just because there's no way they're going to lose 3 in a row, right, against a backup quarterback. So I like the Colts quite a bit. I think they might have a shot to win it, but ultimately I think this will be a 3-point game. So the 5 points I think is a little bit of a gift right now, especially me and Ethan. I know that 5-point spread, we usually like taking the dog there. It's just a weird number. How many football games really end at 5 unless you're the Giants and the Cowboys, and the Cowboys miss a kick at the end of the game and you don't cover, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, it's a weird spread. And usually when I see those 5.5 and halves, I like taking the dog.
I like it, man. I'm definitely the lowest one on Indianapolis here. Have you guys seen the meme up from like the Meet the Millers where it's like, I'm getting $5,000. You're getting five, I'm only getting 1,000. He's like, you're getting paid? That's like Derrick Henry, like, I only get to come out of the game 6 times a game. And then you have Anthony Richardson, I only get to come out once. And you got Lamar Jackson, like, you guys are coming out of the game. Like, guys, real quick game before we get into the big three and the squad ride. Right now, Anthony Richardson is in the bottom 3 and lowest completion percentage among qualified quarterbacks in the last 20 years. Can you guess the other 2 quarterbacks? So you got Anthony Richardson. Who are the other 2?
In what did you say?
In the last 20 years, for the lowest completion percentage in the last 20 years, well, bottom 3, Anthony Richardson, and who are the other 2?
Oh, I believe I heard Tebow was one of them.
Tebow's one.
Wow.
I'll give you guys a hint.
Jimmy
Raiders.
Clausen.
Glennon. Minshew.
Think Raiders money.
Jamarcus. That was more than
Jamarcus.
20 years ago. It is?
Jamarcus, dude. Hey, guess what? Anthony Richardson's the very worst one. Jamarcus had 48.8%. Tim Tebow, 46.5%. Anthony Richardson, 44.4%.
He's as fat as Jamarcus, so it adds up.
He has no touch on his ball whatsoever. Just none.
Yep.
He looks like Wyatt. You'll get this for sure. Madi Sissoko around the rim. No touch. Just
Angel Reese for you listening.
nothing. Just yeah.
He's got no touch on the ball. That's what I always tell him, man. You gotta touch those balls more. You gotta really get in there, man. Let's talk.
Diddy and figure that touch out, man.
He's a good trainer, man. I think he might be a next coach. Let's talk about our squad ride. Ethan, you're normally the one to break that down. Who are we all on this week?
Yeah, plug your nose, guys. But we are rocking with the Arizona Cardinals on the money line here, hosting Chicago, who is currently still trying to pick themselves up off Washington's field after that Hail Mary. So, yeah, we like Arizona at home, even though they have no fan base, to get the outright victory against Chicago.
I love it, man. I love it. Wyatt, let's start with you for the big 3 today.
Yes, disgusting. I'll start it first. I'm going to rock with the Falcons at the -3. I'm going to take the Jags at the +7.5. And then our Monday night episode, which will be coming out on Monday, I'm taking the under in that Chiefs and the Bucks game. So a Monday night special, under 45.5 in that one.
Yeah, I'm going to be taking, again, sorry to my Lions fans, Green Bay +3.5. I'm going to take my New York Giants +3.5, and I am with Wyatt here. I almost took Dallas, didn't want to go against Wyatt head-to-head. Want to get our first 9-0 week. I'm with Jacksonville +7.5.
Love it. Let's go. I get to cheat a little bit. You guys can throw a flag on the play if this is cheating. I had initially Arizona -1. Are we throwing a flag on that? Okay, all right, we're throwing a flag. Okay. Then I will scratch that one. Let's see. Right off the top of my head, you know what? Bang. I'll just take Chargers. I talked about them enough. I'll just take the Chargers -1.5. Baker Mayfield over the half interception. So I think he does throw one here. Once again, kind of this is a play, we'll talk about it on the Monday show, that their receivers are so banged up and our cornerbacks are actually pretty good and pretty physical. So I think if they can get in there, once again, also could be a tip. So in this game, where if we do, our offense is playing well, then I think he might have to start throwing. We've seen a couple interceptions, especially in the red zone from Baker. So that is why I'm on Baker over the half interception. And then I have Dallas +3. Let's roll. Red flag.
There goes our 9-0.
Sorry, guys. Make sure you guys check us out. Sorry, go ahead, Ethan.
You can push 7-0-2.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Guys, make sure you guys check out the other shows. These guys are going to be live on Monday. We also have an episode coming out on Monday. We have plenty of other episodes on our YouTube, so if you like football, basketball, or MMA, We cover all of it. I mean, we cover all the articles that cover more sports over on bettergreen.com. That's better, BETTOR green.com. Guys, thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next episode. Peace, guys.
Later, guys.
See you guys.
Flexing on the haters, can't touch my score. Money like Jerry Rice, touchdowns galore. Week after week, always asking for more. Bling on the wrist, got the books on the floor. Listen in, cash out, page swelling. Plays on the field, see me winning.